Right, so hello and good afternoon, everyone. Thank you again for joining our free online lesson. My name is Nabil Fikri bin Shahizan, and I'm an application engineer from Acadsystems. For today's topic, I would like to share with you about the AutoCAD 2D to 3D. So basically, we're going to take a look at some of the basic things on how we can use 2D object and we translate it into 3D modeling. Right, so welcome everybody. Right, so moving on to the next slide. So this will be our agenda for today. So we're going to learn a basic 3D tools such as the Extrude, press pulse, Revolve, sweep loft, and we will also be using the editing tools such as the union, subtract, intersect, move, and rotates. And by the end of it, we will take a look at make exercise on, let's say, if you have 2D object and we're going to turn it into a 3D by using some of these 3D tools. So I'm going to share with you about my AutoCAD. So let me see, where is my AutoCAD? So basically, if you start with 2D, so basically this is what you will see. So if you want to use 3D modeling tools, so you can change into 3D workspace. So currently we're still on the 2D drafting and annotation workspace. So to change workspace, you can go into this gear button over here, drop down and select the 3D modeling. So you can see our workspace has been changed into 3D. You can see we have 3D tools for extrusion and solid editing. But our view here is still 2D. So you can use this V cube to change the view of this 2D. So you can press by default it will show as default. So you can press over here, and it will change the direction or the view orientation based on the 3D. Right, so you can also press and drag it if you need to. So I'm going to drag so we can see our 3D much better. Right. So you can see that we have already created some of this 2D sketch, which will be converted into 3D. So right here on the left and the right side, we already created a basic 3D modeling, right? So basic solid. However, it only show the edges of this particular solid. So that is also based on your view types. So you can also change your view types over here. So by default, it will change to 2D wireframe. So you can change to shaded, which you can see the faces of these 3D blocks over here. So if you need to see the edges much clearer, so you can select shaded with edges. All right. So let's go with the basic things that we have over here to convert or to change our 2D object over here into 3D. So we have two types of tools, two types of basic tools. So one is the extrude and the other one is the press pull. So you can find our 3D tools over here, or you can also go to the solid button, solid tab. So you have the you have the extrude button above here. So I'm going to go with the home button. So we can start with the extrude first. So the extrude, so you can select over here, and you need to select the edges of these sketches. Right. And your edges need to be polyline or closed loop. So compared to this one, this is just a normal line. So make sure it will be as a polyline. So if I select this one, press enter. So right now I can extrude as a solid object. So I can select the direction that I needed to extrude, and I can also enter the value of this length. So let's go with 50. Now, if I have this line over here instead of polyline like this, so if I try to extrude this one, it will not extrude as a solid, but rather it will extrude as a surface. So make sure if you need to use extrude, you need to convert into solid, make sure it is a polyline. on the right side here, we have the press pull. So press pull, you can say it is much more easier and faster way. So what you can do is that you can use press pull and you can select the inside over here, and it will automatically select the boundary, so you don't have to select the edges. Right. So again, I will enter the value. So we also have this normal line over here. If I use press pull, it will automatically convert into solid object. So you don't need to join them together into a polyline. So by using press pull, it automatically detects. Now, for example, if I have another one, another sketch over here, is that when you use extrude, it does not allow you to extrude including the holes. So if I select both of them and extrude, it will extrude both of this extrusion. So instead of creating hole, it will extrude both. For the press pull, so let me see. Okay, so for the press pull, it will automatically detect. So it understood better of this particular area. But for the difference, the main difference also is that when you use extrusion, and if you try to move it around, so you can see the sketches that we have earlier has missing because it's consumed the sketch. However, when you use press pull, the sketch is still there. It's only use the boundary inside and create 3D. Okay, so another things that you can do is that with extrude, you have more things that you can edit. For example, I can edit and grip with the grip button over here. So I can just move it around. So, but if you use the press pull, so I can still edit this height over here. See, I can still edit the height over here, but if I try to move, edit this one, so it will function as a move button instead of extrudes like this. Right, so that is the some of the main difference. Another thing is why you want to use extrude instead of press pull is that when you use press pull, you have a limited option. For example, I can select multiple, which I can select and extrude multiple things. But for the extrude, I can already select multiple things that when I press enter button, I have more options, such as I can select the direction. So let's say I don't want to just extrude above straight line. So I can also give it an angle. So let's say I press the direction, and this will be the direction for my extrusion. So you can see it is follow the direction that I have choose before. Right. So other than that, I can also extrude including with taper. So by using extrude. So I can add taper, so I can create something that looks like a pyramid over here. So I can give it, let's say 20 angle of taper and press enter, then I can select the direction for this taper. Right? So that is some of the things that you can do extrude. But to make it your job much faster, you can also use press pull. However, it does not delete this particular line. That is the basic thing what you can do with convert it into 3D. So let's move on to the next one. The next tools we have Revolve option, so almost similar with the extrude. However, instead of extruding up, it will extrude based on the axis. So let's say if I select Revolve, right, so I can select this particular face over here and press enter, then select the axis of this line over here. So what it does is actually creating, actually taking this face and extrude along this particular axis over here. Now, to do this properly, all you need to have is one single face, which need to be a polyline or spline, which need to be joined, and then the other face will be the axis of rotation. So you don't need to combine them together, right? So it still can be separate, right? So even though I don't have this particular line, so all I need is this area, enter, and then I need this axis from this point to this point. You can see I can enter the value of the rotation, or I can just accept the full rotation, which is 360. So it will be full rotation. So it's a solid object. Right. So, but if you need to have a hole inside, so you can create something like this. So basically, it will only extrude or revolve this particular inside area only on this particular axis. So I can use revolve, select this one, and select these both axes. So you can see it is now actually has a hole inside. One thing to make sure is that, let's say, if, for example, if I delete this line, so you can see this line is actually have a holes, right? So I don't actually need to create a closed loop for this, because this will be the axis over here, right? So if you create a closed loop, so this one will not be working properly, right? So we have some questions. Let's say the CAD presentation is a bit lag. Okay, let me check. Wait. Right, so is it still lag on your side? Okay, never mind. I tried to continue. Okay, so maybe I speak much faster. I tried to slow down a little bit. Okay, so this another one, which is the revolve option over here. So I can just use revolve, select this particular line, press enter, and then I can select these two axes over here. Right, so you can see it is actually revolve as a solid object. Just to make sure to have this as a polyline or a spline over here, direct line. So not just simply straight line. So I have one other question. So you cannot see cursor or selection. So let me change my view. So can you see my cursor over here? Okay, so you can see now. All right. Okay, so I will continue. So for that, let's say if I don't create this one as a polyline, so let me break this one as well. So this one single line, this one single line, another line. So if I try to select all of this and revolve, so you can see we have a hole inside here. This is now turned into not a solid but a surface. So make sure to join together everything, right? Except for the line that you need to use as an axis. But for this case, the axis line was somewhere else. So for example, if I need to create a hole on the inside over here, so I need to have my axis away from my object. So for this case, my object need to be fully closed and fully polylined. So not unlike this. So for this case, I use my revolve, press enter, and I can revolve properly. So that is a little bit on revolve. So let's move on to the next one, which is the sweep button. Right, so the sweep tools over here. So sweep basically allows you to create or selecting the profile and extrude along this particular line or particular path and turn into something like this. So you can easily create a pipeline by using sweep. Right. So to do that, so I'm going to go to the sweep. I can select this the profile over here, press enter, and I can just simply select this particular line, and it will generate the line overall. So you can even use on the sketches which has some of the axes. For example, if I try to sweep this one, press enter, and I select this line, so you can see it is extrude that particular face along this particular line. Right. So besides that, you also have the option, let's say if you needed to create, by the end of this, it becomes much larger. So you want to change the scale of it. So you can also do that by using the sweep, select the face, press enter, and then you can select this scale. Let's say I make it 2, so it will be 2 times faster by the end of it. So when I check the line, so you can see the scale is getting bigger, bigger, and bigger until this one it become 2 times as bigger. Right? So you can change the scale from it. Also, you can also twist this one. For example, if I use sweep again, select this face and press enter. Then I use twist option. So let's say I want to twist full rotation 360. I click this line over here. So you can see it is now actually twist 360. So let me change the view into shaded view, so you can see you can actually use this. Right? So if you need to change also, you can do it easily by using the properties, and you can see on this, let's say the twist along. So let's say I want to give it 10 times, so that will be 3600. So just add another 0. So it is twisted 10 times the rotation. So you can use that by using sweep. Now move on to the next tools. We have a Loft. Right? So Loft basically allows you to easily create of solid object based on two types uh, of drawing mostly. So you can go over here and select the Loft and select the circle over here, and then you can select the other sketches which is on another plane or another elevation. When I select here, so you can see, press enter, it will create this particular Loft option. So if I have more sketches on other plane, so it will transition to that. So let's try that. So I will use Loft, select this face, and the other face, and you can see not only that it able to go and connecting between each circle, it's also create this particular curve, which is the smooth line curve here, which we can also control if you need. So I'm going to go ahead and press enter. Now I can press enter again if I need to proceed. But if I needed to edit this curve, I can go to settings. Let's say I don't want the curve, I want to be rolled. So I can change to roll, so you can see how straight it is. So if I need smooth, I can change to smooth. If I want to have more options, so I can go to normal and select which type of curve, and I can also use draft angle to enter my angle manually over here. I'm just gonna go with smooth. We have something in this. Now, this one also you can also use to transition from circle to another shape, for example, square. So it able to do that as well. So let me create another square over here, and let's say create another shape which is a polygon. Say something like this. Okay, so I have here these two sketches. So let's try to move it around on other axis. Let's here, and to make it less boring, so let's try to rotate this one as well. Right. So I have several sketches on different angle, different plane. So let's try to create a loft from here. Right, so welcome, Sofyan, Morsi. So I'm going to create a loft from here into here. and you can see it is able to translate perfectly nice. Right? I can also use without, for example, I can also use Loft to connect from here into here, and I can select and create a hole in the inside by using here until here. So I will using Loft here until here. So instead of creating the solid inside, this will be the hole by using here. And I press enter, so you can see there is a hole inside. So you can also use, even though the step were the order were not actually on the right order. Right. So another tools that we can use for Loft, for example, if I needed to join multiple line over here, and I needed to let's say I needed to follow this particular path. Right. So I can press enter, and then I can select the path instead of going to setting or guide. I select the path. So it will follow this particular path. Right? So another one, we can also use the guide, which is all for this one. Now, I want to make it much clearer. Maybe I want to disable this one temporary. So just a tips. So what you can do is that you can click over here, and then you can right click and select isolation and select isolate, and you can hide this particular two object from here. So you can hide that object temporarily. So if you need to bring it back, all you need to do is right click again, go to isolate, and end the object isolation. So you can. So I want to view this one much clearer without seeing anything at the back. So I can just simply select the thing. So even though this sketch as well, I'm going to right click, go to isolate, and hide the object. So let's loft this one. So I select loft, this line, this line, this line. So it will automatically generate the curve. But this time, if I want this particular surface to follow this guide, right? So I press enter and select the guide over here. So you can see it is able to follow, which I can also create on multiple guide as well. So let's try to create another spine. So I will connect from here until here as well. Let's enter. And let's try to edit this one. Add some viewpoint. Okay, let me change to this particular view. Okay, not sure what. Let me disable this one. Okay. So let me add something in it. Right. So I create another line over here. So yeah, this might be a problem. Okay, so basically this particular guide. So I use my loft from this face to this face, center, and then I just guide this one, and then I can continue to add another guide. So this one, right? So we have a problem here because I did not actually put this one correctly. So let's try again. Hopefully I'm able to edit it. So let's try again. So this one, and this one. Okay. So here, let's try to add some pinpoint again. Okay. For some reason, it does not allow me to select the point properly. Okay, let me try to change my view first. This one should be okay. So I add my loft, center, add some guides, and I add the other guides on the back. You can see I'm able to follow correctly. Now that is the basic things that you can do to create your 3D. But however, what if you want to edit, right? So for example, we have something like this. Let's say if I needed to create some holes or I want to cut the objects. So I create some samples over here. I have two solid which is intersect with each another. For example, if I needed to join this one together, so I can use from here from solid editing. We have the union, the subtracts, and the intersects. Or you can also go to the solid, so which is the same tools, but the icons is a little bit bigger. So I will use this. So I will be using union. Select this one and this one. Press enter, so you can see it is now joined together. So if I needed to cut this one, so I can use subtract, select the one that you want to remain, enter, and then select the cutting tools. So this one. So this one will be disappear and create a holes on here. Right? So union to join, subtract to cut, and if you only need to see the intersection only, so you can use the intersect, select both of these, press enter, and it will only show the intersect button. So next, let's say if you want to, if you need to create solid and you want to have certain types of color. So if I just directly shoot from here, you can see the color still normal, 0. So the color you can change based on layer. So make sure if I want to create a layer of blue, so make sure to select blue, and your extrusion will follow that particular color of layer that you have selected. Right. So next, for the next editing tools that you can use is move tools. Right? So that is quite important. So for example, if I needed to move this one on there, one of the basic things that you can do is that you can use move button, press enter, and just snap on anything, and then you can just snap on the other parts. That is the basic things. You can use move. The other tools that you can use is the Gizmo. For example, if I press over here, so if I press over here, it shows nothing. So to use Gizmo, you can use on the modifier over here, such as the 3D move. So you can see I have my Gizmo, which I have the axis arrow. So I can just directly use this particular arrow to move this one around. But so if I needed to rotate, so I can use the rotate Gizmo. Press enter, it will show the rotates. Now, if I need the Gizmo to be automatic, so make sure to go to the selection and you can select from here. So by default, I have changed to no Gizmo, so no Gizmo will be shown. I can go to move Gizmo. So whatever I select, automatically the Gizmo will be shown, including this axis as well. Sorry, including these sketches as well. So even the sketches we can move, we can also rotate this sketch by using this Gizmo. So you don't want to automatically show, so you can turn it off, and it will turn off the particular Gizmo. So that is the basic things what you can do with the 3D modeling tools. Let's try to look with the exercise. So right now I have this particular engine drafting, engine draft, which I want to create a 3D solid from. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to select one of these, which I will be using as its extrusion tool. So I will be using this one. So copy this one. So let's just move over here. The next, you can just use extrude or press pull. So to make it faster, I will be using the press pull. And we can start to press pull our entire shape over here. So let's start with the leg. So the leg, you can see from the sketch, the length of the leg will be 270. So I will start to select the leg, select multiple, so I can select multiple legs that I need. enter and enter the value 270. Then I can move on to the next one. So this particular rate over here, so the line will be 350. So we can do that. But to make it easier, I will uncheck this one. So let's isolate this one temporarily. This one as well. Select type. Then I can use my brush tool, select the boundary inside, and select multiple. By using the price pool, we can even price the one which is not a straight line, which is the dot line. So you can even do that, the dash line. Right? So press enter. So the extrusion will be, so let's check again, will be 350. Enter that. And then I needed to extrude on the top over here. So for this, let me bring the sketch back. So I will go to isolate and object isolation. For this case, I don't want to see this particular line over here, which I already have. So I'm going to turn this one off and hide this one. And I'm going to turn off the layer for the hidden layer. Right? So we can just simply press and pull. Okay, so I can press this one, multiple. So this one, and the inside over here. So I have a difficulty for selecting on the inside. So let me just extrude this one first. So this will be 140. So 140 till, and we can try to extrude the rest which has not yet extruded. This one, and this is inside here. Oops, multiple. So I can select this one as well, and this particular. Okay, so I cannot select this one yet. So let's use this one first. Will be in here. Let's try again with this. Okay. Let's see. Okay, for some reason I still cannot select, so let's try to tidy up first. I'm going to hide, and I'm going to turn back on the hidden line. So let's try again. Hopefully this time can press boom. Okay. Right, so I can do here. So let's select multiple. Right, so this one again. Let me check back. 140. 140 there. So lastly, let's try to extrude our cylinder over here. So first we start with these inner circles. Right, so we have extrusion of 4 and 10. So we're using the press tool to extrude this one first. So this will be 4, and the inside here will be 10. And lastly, I will extrude the entire circles of here. So the entire length will be 400. So extrusion of 400. So the next one, I believe we have already extruded some of the important things. So the next one, we want to move it around. For example, this one, of course, it needs to be on the a little bit lower. So for this case, I will select and check back the direction. So this one will be a little bit at the back compared to this face, about 40. So let's move it around. This particular area and this one and this one as well. So this will be, let me move my gizmo so they will be lower, about 40. Right. 40, and then we have some of this, which is let's say, let's check back again. So this will be 130 back. So we move this one downward by using the gizmo, 130. So this one as well. Okay, so let me check again. Because I extrude this one separately, so it becomes something like this. 130. Right, so I believe that is it. Right, so we have last one, which is the leg. So the leg will be about 75. So I will be moving this one downwards, 75. So we have done everything, so we can just join them together. So we can select everything, right? So let me select join first, or the union first, then I can select everything from here. And right now, it has turned into a solid object. You don't need to worry about the 2D sketch because it does not select the 2D sketch as well. Right? So that is basically how you can use your 2D and create into 3D object. So I believe that is all from me. So if you have any questions, so I will still open for question and answer. Right? Before I end my session for today, I would like to share with you about our website first. So for those who missed this free online lesson, so you need to watch back the recording, so you can go to our YouTube channel. So you can go to, so you can visit our website first, right? So our website, you can just type in on any browser. So type in Acadsystems. Right, so Acadsystems.com, and it will automatically bring you to our main landing page over here. So to view our YouTube channel, so you can go to the bottom. So we have our Facebook page and also our YouTube channels. So if you press over here, it will bring you into our YouTube video. So you can take a look back at some of these previous video that we have done. Right. So I believe no question from you guys. So I believe that's all from me. So thank you everyone for joining. And I hope I can see you guys again on our next film lesson. So thank you and have a nice day. Bye bye.